Hi guys, welcome to Museekmag Live. This is T.Selvakumar. Today, as promised, we are starting the video and photo section of Museekmag Live. From, from now on, every Saturday at 7 p.m., we will do this live without fail. So, every Tuesday you have the Museekmag Live for music and audio. So, these will be the two live programs that will be happening every week without fail, exactly at 7 o'clock in the night. So today is going to be the video section. We will start with our audio media promo video.
The media industry is now poised for an explosion with innumerable opportunities for technically trained professionals. Post-production is one definite section where more than just learning the application or technology, if you had a certificate from a universally accepted company, then things could be much simpler. Become an Apple Certified Pro. We are audio media education, and we are the pioneers in India spreading this religion called Apple. Final Cut Studio is the core of this education program. Logic Pro for music production, Apple's premium music production application.
I'm glad that Audio Media is the dealer for Mac, and they're having these courses for Final Cut Pro and Logic and all this stuff. And I think it's a great service.
AVM's association with audio media is over 12 years. Boys coming out of audio media, yes. So basically, they're very well trained. We have picked up a lot of students who are working as editors currently with us. We do look forward for more people he could supply.
I know T.Selvakumar for more than 15 years. He has supported me a lot throughout my career. His guidance and tips has helped me a lot.
Hans, is the guy who keeps talking about Selva all the time. I'm happy to know that he's set up for Apple, which is like a one-stop shop for anybody who wants to know about Mac and FCP. So firstly, I'm going to enroll myself in the course here, and also urging all youngsters and people who are just looking to come out and try their hand with this.
I asked Rahman about Apple, and he has said no need to go to America. He's there in India now. I called immediately to Selva, and I want to come and learn about Apple. So that's why I'm working with the Logic.
My name is Louis Banks, and I'm here at Audio Media, a very pioneering effort by T.Selvakumar. I think he's doing a brilliant job because he's training professionals to be really professionals.
If you have the determination to make it big in the world of media, then audio media education is the place.
Okay guys, on to the program. Today, what you're going to be looking at is, next we are going to see a small tutorial on basic editing techniques using Final Cut Pro 10.4. So this will be like a series. Every week you will have some basic tutorials, tips and tricks on Final Cut Pro 10. We may also be doing a short tutorial on DaVinci Resolve in terms of color grading from next week onwards. So over to a FCP tutorial. How? So this is going to be the basic editing techniques on FCP 10.4. Hi guys, welcome to Museekmag. This is T.Selvakumar. Today we are going to be looking at a brief intro on to Final Cut Pro 10.4. A little about myself. I've been an Apple certified trainer. So I'm just going to show you some basic editing techniques in Final Cut Pro. So I've created a library which is the highest container in FCP. Library is the project itself, where when you create a library, you can import all your footages from your camera into the library. A lot of times when you import, it's possible to create some metadata out of the imported file. Once that is done and the files are in place, then you can further organize the clips using keywords and keyword collections. So now I'm going to just show you how you can browse through a clip and edit it to the timeline. So I'm playing this clip here, which is shown as a thumbnail. Click on the thumbnail, I can see the clip in different stages. So to play a clip, the most easy way is to use the JKL keys. L key J key will play in reverse and K key will stop it. So I'm going to show this. I want to put an endpoint when the door starts opening. This is where I put my endpoint. So an endpoint was marked and then I put an out point here. So that clip is marked in the browser. We saw that clip in the viewer on the right hand side. I hit the E key on the keyboard. I do a append edit. So that's gone to the timeline now. And if I want to play this on the timeline, this is what is edited to the timeline. Now I need a close-up of this. So here's a close-up of that here. So I'll go to the beginning of the clip, hit the L key.
And action.
So here's where he's coming in. So I hit the endpoint. Hit the E key to append it, and if I play it from the timeline, I can see that there's a big jump because and then this is very close. So we need somewhere in between, one more shot in the middle. So I just go and see here we are seeing a shot wherein
And walk up to the gyro ball and then kneel down. You're going to do something to it.
so this is the shot I want. So I hit the endpoint here. As he sits down, I hit the out point. And this clip, I actually want to insert between these two clips. So to do an insert edit, I can press this icon, or it shows W as a shortcut. W is called also wedge. So I'm inserting this clip down here. So I hit the W key on the keyboard. So that clip is got inserted. So if I play the timeline, it looks like this. So now I have these three clips in place, but they are very long and the action is getting repeated. So I need to trim these clips to make it work properly. So I go to the first clip. I'm going to do some editing on the timeline wherein I go to the first clip, I'll play it back. Probably I want this clip only till where he comes and stands, or probably as he starts sitting is where I want the clip to end. So using the mouse, at the end of the clip, you can see a right side pointing bracket. So I just move the bracket, so I trim the clip and make it shorter. So if I play it right now, here the action is getting repeated. So I'll just go back a little bit. When he comes and starts sitting is when I want to trim this one down here. So if I see both the actions together, so it's quite happening there. And from this, if I want to go to an extreme close-up, I need to trim this clip to somewhere down here. So I trim this clip here. Now, if you see the three clips played together, so there it's just progressing now. So I have three shots. I was using the E key to append the clips to the timeline. I also use the W key to insert a thing between these two clips and use the arrow tool to trim the clips and make it seamless. So this is how simple it is to build up your projects in FCP. This is Selvakumar signing out for Museekmag. Thank you. So that was an FCP very basic edit procedure, just using the append and overwrite edits. You would be seeing more advanced tips and tricks on FCP every week. There'll be a small tutorial on FCP, so that way you will get to be more familiar with the software. The next section is going to be camera review. I'm going to be reviewing the Blackmagic Micro cinema camera. This camera is part of my arsenal in audio media. We also rent this camera. For those of you who are looking at doing short films and they're looking at an ultra portable camera which has RAW support. This is an awesome camera, though it does not do 4K, just full HD, but it's perfect for doing YouTube short films. So, over to the video.
Hi guys, welcome to Museekmag channel. I'm here with Surya. We are now going to be discussing about this new camera, an addition to our arsenal at Audio Media. So this is the Blackmagic Micro cinema camera.
Okay. This looks like a really small but interesting camera. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, see this camera, the biggest advantage of this camera is it can do record in RAW, which is like the in thing today. Everybody wants to record in RAW. Even the bigger cameras like the GH5 and the Sony A7S Mark II and all this can do 4K, but it cannot do RAW. But this one can do RAW, which is like going to be the in thing today. If you want to do color grading and resolve, then being a Blackmagic camera, it supports RAW and it really works great for color grading. And then the lens mount here is a micro 4/3 mount. So the micro 4/3 mount is the same mount that is there in the Panasonic GH5. So I'm using the 35 to 100 lens. I also have a variable ND filter here on the front of the camera. For example, if you want to maintain a shutter angle of 180 throughout your filming to get that kind of a film look, which this camera is famous for, then you will have to have a variable ND, so you can cut the light from 1 to 8 stops using the variable ND filter. This is a f2.8 constant aperture lens from Panasonic. It's a 3500. This is equivalent to 70-200. So it is so small, but it's a 70-200 range. And this camera also has a 13 stop dynamic range, which is huge.
And probably I'll ask a question about that. So with regards to the form factor, looks like a DSLR camera, but how does it differ from a DSLR, like in terms of dynamic range?
The dynamic range is much higher. It's 13 stop. It's much more than the Sony A7S or the Panasonic GH5 and all that. So the dynamic range and the raw recording are the two great factors of this camera. So if you look at the camera itself, is very small, and it does not come with a monitor. There's only a battery here. It uses a LP6, the Canon battery, and then There's a SD card slot here on the side which will allow you to record the data from the camera to the SD card. Then you also have an option to use a power supply which you can connect directly to direct power when you are doing indoor shooting. When you are doing outdoor shooting, the only downside would be the camera life is not great. You can get up to half an hour, sometimes much better than the A7S, which only gives like 15 minutes. So half an hour is quite good.
For raw recording.
For raw recording as well, which is like a huge thing. The only other recorder, camera I can think of that does raw, Blackmagic pocket camera, which has got a terrible battery life. The battery lasts only for 10 minutes. And it's also a very cumbersome kind of a form factor. So trying to fit it on a rig becomes really unusable. This is good for everything. And then we have a small HD monitor connected to it on top, and we have a kind of a remote control with which you can operate a lot of the functions of this camera. That's fit below the LCD display, and we have a rig, so you can use it for handheld shooting, or you can mount it on a tripod and use it as a steady camera. When you're using it on a tripod on a studio kind of an environment or something like that, you can use this power adapter and get uninterrupted power, so you're not limited by this half an hour story of battery life. And it's a good idea for you to have a couple of batteries. So we normally bundle 4 batteries because the display also works off LP6 Canon battery. So we give 4 batteries along with this kit, and it is available from us exclusively. This camera is not available. We are not seeing this camera being available anywhere in Chennai. So I think we are the first company who are going to be renting this camera. So those of you who are looking to take the advantage of the 13-stop dynamic range and also the raw recording capabilities of this camera, then contact us.
So that was a brief review of the Blackmagic Micro cinema camera. Moving on, the final section of the live is going to be, I'm going to be talking about recording audio for video, location sound. Very important topic, a topic for discussion, because in most documentaries and this kind of projects, the weakest link is audio, which a lot of people fail to record properly. There's something very important you have to understand when it comes to audio. The camera mic behaves much differently from your human ear, from our ear. Our ear is very selective. In the sense, there is a dialogue between 2 people in an office, and if there is an AC running in the office, our ears are very selective. Our ears will only listen to the voice of the person who is sitting opposite to us, and vice versa. The AC sound is not audible to us, though if it is even a bad AC and it's really loud, we just disregard the sound. But if you're going to use a camera and record that audio, the camera mic will actually really doesn't know what is voice, what is this one, it will just record everything. And you'll be shocked to see that the AC sound will sometimes be more than the volume of the voice. So then you'll have to do severe post-production to remove those artifacts from the voice. So probably that's going to be the discussion for tomorrow's FCP or next week's FCP tip. I will be teaching you how to remove the AC noise from a recording in FCP. But I think it's important for you, if it's going to be a very long interview, it's going to be really hectic trying to clean it out. It's better to capture the source properly. So if you look at any camera, the microphone in the camera is very limiting. It's not at all good. So you need to use external microphone. And in case you are going to use a lapel mic, the issue would be that the camera will have only one input, which will be a mini EP jack, and you can record only one lapel mic into that. And that too, there are limitations wherein the mini EP is not a great platform. It's a little noisy. And then if you want to record two mics, then you need two cameras. Then each camera can record one mic separately, and then during editing it will be a nightmare to sync those signals. So the foolproof way mostly is to use an external recorder like the Zoom H4n. This mic has got two XLR inputs at the back, so you can connect up to two lapel mics at the back of the H4n. And importantly, when you're doing these things, it's better to record a safety take on the built-in microphone of the H4n. So it's a stereo mic there. You place H4n on the table and you can actually record 4 tracks simultaneously. That way, your safety is recorded using the stereo microphones, which is built with the H4n, and 2 lapel mics can be recorded into 2 channels. Say suppose if you want to, have the same signal onto your camera, you can use a mini EP to mini EP kind of a cable, take the line output if it's available, but I think only the H6 has a line output. The H4n just has a headphone output. Though the level will be mismatched a little bit, doesn't matter. You can just take that output and give it to the input of your camera. So whatever is going to the H4n, there'll be a mix also recorded on the camera, which would be useful while syncing. Syncing dual source audio is also one of the topics we are going to cover in our FCP tutorials in following weeks. So doing audio post-production properly, that's recording with optimal levels, digitizing into the computer, syncing the audio with a video, and removing the noise, if at all, if any, in the recording. These are all very, very important things, and then very critical things. We want to have a great production. So I think that's all, folks, for this week. Next week we are going to be looking at more tips and tricks on Final Cut Pro, where I'm going to take up this audio topic on syncing the audio from 2 or 3 sources, cleaning noises, if any, and all that will be shown on FCP. And in terms of the camera side of things, I recently bought a Xeon Crane gimbal. So we are going to look at the exclusive use of the gimbal for today's production. It's become very, very important. And today, actually, the gimbals and drones have replaced the cranes and jimmy jibs and stuff like that. So today, you actually don't need a lot of the traditional old time-consuming setups like track and trolley and all that. Everything would be done with a gimbal, and you can just walk with a gimbal and create circular trolleys and all this kind of cool effects. And that's what will be the main topic. We will be talking about the different gimbals available for small and medium-sized cameras and more. And I will also be introducing a short tutorial on DaVinci Resolve 15, which is the latest release from DaVinci, Blackmagic design, that is. And that's all, guys. That's all for this week. So stay tuned. Subscribe to Museekmag channel. Like Museekmag page on my Facebook channel. And this is Selvakumar signing out for Museekmag. Thank you.